Still doing our thing.
Still doing our thing.
We took a taxi to what is this place, Leo?
Yeah, to Leo. We should go to Avanza.
We still won.
Yeah, we should
Taxi Association sponsored us.
Yeah, I think Crucial was the only one who saw our video because he was like, I'll get in a minute taxi and drive in if I have to.
Take these guys.
Yeah, I'm going to take these guys. Okay, hello.
Hello.
I think it's episode 7, isn't it?
Yeah, E7.
Yeah, what happened last week? We didn't shoot last week. Apparently, King Williamstown.
Yeah, there was a problem with the water. Amatola was striking.
As a
Yeah. They made it a shit show for everyone.
Yasti.
There was no water, bro.
Shit.
Yeah. People couldn't flush their toilets. Shit show.
Yeah, fuck. And then apparently, what is it? No electricity also at the same time?
Now we
No,
don't
man,
have
no.
electricity problem.
It was just the water.
Just the water. Yeah, bro. We're living in, what is that thing? Mad Max now, bro.
Yeah, they just stopped the water, bro. The whole,
it's Mad Max time,
3-4 days.
That's a shocker if you're gonna...
I had to wash with rainwater. But the thing that was disturbing me, we had an episode like a week, I think it was episode 3 or 4, where we said, we need white people because they complain.
Yes.
A lot. And that's why their conditions a little bit better. Okay, with this other,
Yes, no.
but they complain a fucking lot.
Yeah.
When I was speaking to people at work as well regarding the water, the first thing they would say is, yo, Daniel, I'm used to this. We are used to living like this. So they don't complain. The water's already like, this is the usual thing. It normally happens there in our time. So we're used to it. So they don't say shit or anything about it.
It happens in Nobumalelo, apparently.
You're
People
supposed to fucking complain about this shit and say, no, guys, this is not a standard. But you see, it became a standard already. Now,
it's a basic living. It's a basic living condition. Some
water's
people
gone normally, so it's like, oh shit, we are privileged. Like, I can't live like this. No, I'm washing with rainwater. It was raining the weekend, and it was saved us. We were sitting with buckets outside.
Oh shit! Did you wash in the bath or in like a vascom or something?
A bucket, bro.
Oh shit! But girls do that all the time. Girls
with rainwater. That's how we did it.
Justy. But girls in the hood wash in a vascom with sunlight. You see, so
this is
people
not
are
a
conditioned.
standard, guys. This is not a standard. It needs to go away.
This is the standard you're gonna be living up to, bro. You're gonna live up to it.
South Africa living like that.
Fuck that. I was like, fuck that. This is not
and it's not even the poverty line, it's the water line. You're living below the water line.
and when the water went on, bro, there was like 2 days where the water was just brown. They threw shit in the water, bro. It took a while to get clean. We couldn't use it for 2 days, even though it was on.
Oh, shit. I saw you send me an article in the Daily Dispatch where the people was like, you guys need to suffer with them.
With us.
Who must suffer with who?
The people. If you can't wash, they're like, they need you to feel the pain of the strike or whatever, so.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's how bad they were. They were like, fuck you. You must struggle with us. It's like, what the fuck do we have to do? We're not paying you.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. You pay for rates, you pay for all these things, but then you just don't get the service.
Pay for that as well.
Yeah.
You have to pay for that as well.
Now you have to pay. It's like, no, you're gonna suffer with me. Yes, that's terrible. But the other people who suffered, it was International Women's Day. Can you look up Mobster when International Women's Day was? Someone brought it to my attention. Jomo brought it to my attention. He showed me a logo of the Association for Women. And the first thing I picked up, and the first thing that Twitter picked up, and the first thing that people picked up was that the W looked like a sack of balls and it was trailing. And it was trailing. Like with a penis.
The 8th of March, man.
8th of March. Who okayed the logo?
Definitely them.
Definitely them.
But I think it's always about this thing that women outsource. There are no good women graphic designers, let's be honest. Because if it was a woman who designed that, like...
Somebody had to see that.
It would have been picked up.
Why turn the W like that? And then there was like...
Have a training.
Intentional?
Wasn't it? It was probably... A guy did it. And he was taking the piss.
He was laughing with his friend.
He was taking the piss. He was taking the piss out of it. Because I looked on the internet. If you look for McDonald's Women's Day outrage, the McDonald's logo is an M.
Yeah.
all they did is just turn it upside down and it's a W.
Yeah.
So it's women's.
Yeah, it looks like the McDonald's one.
Yes. But then, like, there was a time when McDonald's actually also went into the ad campaign and made it a W.
Oh, and
then
they did that.
Yeah, and people were like, no, outrage for Women's Day. And they were like, no, it could be Walmart. It could be this. It could be whatever. So there's always some controversy that comes up with this logo. And I think that thing happened like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. Do you have it?
Yeah, it was in 2018.
2018, you see that? So it's fresh from the McDonald's thing where someone was very lazy and just turned W upside down. But someone in there knew. And I don't know why. Is a Women's Day like International Women's Day? I think we have a holiday that's International Women's Day, yeah, don't we? Or
Yeah,
Women's Day?
it's
Yeah,
August.
Women's Day is in
It's
August, yeah.
In August, yes.
Yeah, international.
There's like a...
August becomes Women's Month even.
Women's Month. There's always murders that month.
Yeah. Yeah.
GBV,
Like
GBV.
Yes.
hectic GBV
For the
things.
past couple of
But
years, yes.
I think
been a
it's just
highlight
they highlight it in the news that month. Like
been
every,
highlighted, yeah, it's
because
highlighted a lot
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, well, that's fraud. Well, whoever took that job, it's fraud, bro. Someone's defrauded a women's association. They've taken a check just to freaking draw a penis and balls.
That
Just-
really looks like a penis symbol.
It
Yeah.
is. It doesn't look like
Yeah, that's the
it.
first thing I saw. Before I even read the thing saying it was a phallic image or something, I was like, no, man. Those are balls, bro. I know balls. And they were even purple. They were like purple in color. Yeah, they should
Sexual frustration.
Yeah. I was like, what? And there's so many images. I could think of many. They could have had a mountain that was a V for Women's Day. It doesn't have to specifically be a W for Women's Day. It can be a V because I remember them at one point saying that Mount Everest, if you turn it upside down, it looks like a vagina.
What?
Well, that's what feminists were saying at some stage. So I was like, yeah, if you turn it upside down, it looks like a vagina.
The highest mountain to climb.
Yes! That's the highest mountain you can climb.
Highest, and it goes the deepest.
It goes the deepest, yeah. They had the Marina Trench. You could have the Marina Trench. You could have, there's so many logos you could have for Women's Day. And you settle on a W and a trailing line, not knowing that it looks like a penis.
I think they knew.
Yeah.
They
And
knew.
The
in
designer
one,
must have known.
Yeah.
yeah, they could even use
Not
that.
even the woman knew.
Yeah.
They should know penises, bro.
No. Unless the woman on the committee is blind. I think that's the only way that flew past them. And even in fact, they could even have used the Apple logo and just put a Garden of Eden under it. Because, you know, she was the first to eat the apple. So whatever, because that's International Woman. That's what spawned women in the first place. Which is crazy. But that logo is gone. It's dead. I don't know.
That's
But
one
Twitter,
fucked up logo.
yeah, Twitter caught onto it. People were woke
People were
onto the
outraged.
fact. Yeah, there's so much outrage for a logo, bro.
For a logo.
Yeah. It's terrible. I don't know. Outrage. There's always outrage, bro. There's always outrage. Funny, I don't know if this is funny. It's not funny. Lewis Hamilton. He wants to take his mother's surname.
For Women's Month.
But no. I have a theory on this. Lewis Hamilton was like robbed last year. So if he takes a white surname, I think it's the only way he can win a championship this year. That's the only way. If he acknowledges his white side, which is his mama side, because he's been with his dad every single time to the track. He's been beating these white dudes with his dad since he was 16 or whenever he's been. So if he brings his white trash mom along, it could be the only way that Lewis could be looked upon as sympathy. He got knighted. Why would you knight a loser? I don't understand that one, because he got knighted the very next week after he had lost that
after
championship.
loss.
Was that like, yo, no, boy, you did well. Here's your sir. If you're Sir Lewis Hamilton, you've already got the accolade, bro.
Yeah.
Now, why do you want to incorporate a surname of someone else? I want to know the technicality. Can you, if I was Hamilton and I want to bring my mother's thing, can I be Sir Hamilton Linda?
Is he outrightly changing his surname, or is he
adding
double
the
barreling?
He doesn't say.
hyphen.
I don't know. He's not
You know,
saying.
adding that
So
hyphen,
it's double barreling. It's going to be
Yeah.
Hamilton. And
Is it
that's-
coming before that? Is it going to be
No, I don't. That's what I'm
worst
So
saying.
is
side.
he dropping Hamilton as a total?
No, that's what we don't. He doesn't say. He
doesn't
doesn't
say anything
elaborate
about
it.
that.
So I want to know: are the announcers going to be saying, "Oh, Lewis Hamilton Linda's crossed the line"? What is it? And if you look up his mom's surname, please look up his mom's surname. It's quite a
like
long.
I
It's
saw-
quite
I
a long
couldn't
one because
pronounce
this
it.
is going to be very, very awkward. And what kid or a man gives up their surname? Look, I'll give you. Okay, probably. I never grew up with a mother, right?
No.
I wouldn't now go and adopt my surname. I'm not going to change my surname. Even if I wait later on in life and figure out, oh, wow, I love this woman. Why am I going to change my surname? You people already know me as Lewis Hamilton. This is like a rebrand. It's like
You have
a
to rebrand it all.
yeah, like the rebrand and all that shit.
Damn, guy, how do you even pronounce this surname, man?
It's difficult. What is it?
It's Carmen Labalestia or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like
Yeah,
that.
no, it's really white. It's really Lava
I only
Leslie.
understood it when he said it.
I don't know. We'd have to
when
get
he
an
was
audio.
pronouncing it.
So imagine Lewis Hamilton. What is it? Lebaleski.
Remember something.
Labalestia.
Oh, wow. Oh, he's probably going to go. I wonder. That's an interesting one. Because his reason was for him changing his surname is that women, what is it, are always forced to change
Yeah,
their
forced
surnames?
to change the surname. And I think it's perfect for women, man.
It's all this
Because
shit's
it's this
happening all this
empowering type thing.
Uh-huh.
And they're complaining always like about certain things that's happening. So, but I think it's like a virtual signaling stunt, basically.
No, I think he leaves it hanging till next year's Women's Month. And then he changes.
He's not changing.
I think
He's not
he
changing that
changes
shit.
next year
It's
Women's
true
Month.
though,
I think-
because it's like guys look at me think I'm
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah,
The
I don't
woman will
understand
be
it.
glad because they're like, yeah, we don't need to because that's what's happening. Why do I need to change my surname for you? And you know, that type of bull that's happening these days. They complain about that. The same thing in South Africa about La Bola and all those things that happened.
Yeah, where women must pay Labola and all that
Yeah,
jazz.
they
and-
need to pay
Woman
now as
must
well.
pay?
yeah, we should also just say women must pay at some
You
stage.
see? Because what if they say they don't want your surname anymore and you put in all that effort and all those things, you see? So there was certain things that was attached to a reason why they changing their surname.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you marry into that family and you the guy has to basically
Yeah. Yeah, most
pay and
definitely.
all those things. So that's why. But now
Nah,
they
I don't know.
complain in the
No, everything's a
feminist
complaint.
movement. They just say, hey, we don't want to change our surnames. You should change your surname.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll ever do that.
Yeah, that's a big
fuck
one. That's a big one.
It's-
I'd like to see where this story develops. What is it going to be? Is it going to be like Lewis Hamilton?
Because he didn't just leave it at that point where he just said, hey, I want to change it to honor my mother. He said it, and then he added that thing of, because
Yeah.
women are always asked to change their
Yeah,
surname.
that's
Why
when
did you
the-
go and add that part?
Yeah,
so
that's when-
that's where the
yeah.
virtue signaling
No,
came
I
from.
think it's the only way he can win a championship, bro. He's gotta add a white tailgate to it now. That's the only way. Kaz. He's gonna put Kaz on it. That's Kaz. That's like some Kaz, pronunciation Kaz.
But Hamilton is also like a white surname. It's just
Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
the thing is now they know. They know it's not white because he's always there with that brown.
Yeah,
and his dad is
his
suspiciously
dad is
brown.
very black.
He's like suspiciously brown. He's like, if you go to a Formula One track,
Suspiciously brown.
you can tell
You
he's
see
still
that
out.
one black guy.
Yeah,
it's
like,
his
hey,
dad.
is that guy here to steal tires? No, that's my dad. And you're like, oh, okay.
But wait, is his dad going to change his surname?
No, his dad's not
His
going
dad
to.
is going to be.
I would
Hamilton
like to.
still.
We would like to hear his dad's story on that.
Dad will probably say, fuck no.
No, but his dad's not changing it. He's not changing
His
it.
dad's not changing, no adopting.
Yeah,
his
but he
mother's
is.
surname.
But I don't know how the knighting happens. Because if you were made a Hamilton, can you now go and add double barrel to it? Yeah, we have to ask Queen Elizabeth. We have to sit down with some biscuits and be like, yeah, we chop it up with her. But still now on Women's Day, because we didn't shoot last week, we missed out on the whole Kim thing. Kim was like, women need to work. We need to stop being toxic. Need to put in the work.
Need to put in that work.
You need to put in the work. And then the people were like, what? You telling us to work, yet you come from a family that's rich and blah, blah, blah.
She did work.
Yeah, and then people mentioned that you didn't even put in the work when you were with Ray J in the tape because you were just lying there. Yeah, and then people were like, no. And then there was like, okay, the whole week, people made videos giving their views about how she's just privileged. And da-da-da-da-da. I think even Trevor Noah had a take where like, yeah, she does do a lot of work in the background. Maybe she needs to show us that she's doing work and showing us interviews, because you may have interviews lined up throughout the whole day and we don't know that. All we see is just the bikini shoot. All we see is the champagne popping from the ass. All we see is her on Kanye's bike. That's all we see. So it doesn't look like work.
Yeah.
Right? But she said one thing that resonated with me. Toxic environment. If you've ever worked with women, you know how toxic work can be with women, because women don't listen to each other and they're always bickering amongst themselves, and it's only one thing, only a male can come in between that. So that's one thing that got me. I was like, I think she means, as she's talking about, she's saying like, look, we have a tendency to be toxic in the work environment that impedes our work. Which is true.
Yeah, they very competitive with each other.
For no reason.
Like, yeah.
Things become personal. Work
Yeah.
things become personal.
Yeah, it is.
Very, very personal. Too quickly. It becomes too personal too quickly. I have a weird ass story. I remember once when I was a rebel at work.
Rebel at work.
I got into this manager didn't like me. Didn't like me at all, bro. So this one day I came late to work because I had to go to an appointment with clients. I told her before I came to work that, yo, look, I'm going to go to clients to see the clients. So obviously I went there first, and when I went to work, they were having a meeting, which they usually do on Wednesdays. But I'm like, I'm excused to it. I don't have to go to the meeting because I told you that I'm going to go see clients. Yeah. So I sit at my desk just to fix the stuff that I went to go do with the clients. She's like, she gets up in front of everyone like, yo, why are you sitting there? I'm like, I told you that I went to go see people. And she's like, why are you late? But I told you yesterday that I'm going to go see people. You echoed on the phone. So I take out my phone. I was like, I don't know who I was talking to. She keeps quiet. Now she's raising her voice in front of the people, like to make it seem as if I did something wrong. But I'm like, hey, I told you I'm going to a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. For real, she carries on. She starts shouting me in front of everyone else. So I'm like, oh, okay, you're shouting now. So I was like, okay, hold on. You do hear you shouting in front of everyone, eh? And I'm not going to stand for that. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to sit at my desk and I'll wait for you to call me to your office so that we can discuss this thing. So I can show you what we spoke about yesterday, because clearly now you're going over the top. You forgot it. Okay, I sit at my desk. She's like, no, you must come here. I'm like, I'm done. I already told you what's happening. We're going to go to the office and we're going to discuss this because you're shouting in front of everyone, which is not supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. She does whatever. She goes to the office. She sits. She carries on as if I've not sent her a message. I'm like, wow, woman, what's happening with you? Okay, so I keep quiet. So she speaks. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think this thing that you and I have, if you are trying to put me in line, you're going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because you've got people who saw you going over and making yourself look stupid. Because I sat there and I told you, hey, you got a message and whatever. And all it's going to take for me is if I go to the back, you know how people are, they speak. I'm just going to show you the message. There's no way I can fake a message. It's got something there. So I don't understand it. If to you look like you're going to shout me, you're going to put me in place, it isn't going to do it. All you had to do was just acknowledge it and let me do the work like I was supposed to. Because it's not like I went out to do my own thing. What I did is going to benefit you at the end of the day. Okay, cool. I think everything's cool. She's cool. She goes in the office. I go back to my desk. She leaves. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Maybe she's gonna go on a smoke break. To only find out the bitch went to another branch to complain to the other higher manager and say that I was like being disrespectful in front of everyone, and she was crying crocodile tears. So I get an email saying, hey, we want to see you. I'm like, where do you want to see me? I'm at work. No, the guy's like, no, you need to come here. So I have to leave where I'm at and go there to go see them. When I get there, she's crying. And I'm like, why would you be crying?
Yes, she was the one shouting.
Yeah, and she's like crying. So she told this dude, no, he came in, he was rude, he said this in front of everyone. so she's distancing herself. She's switched roles. And I'm like, wow. So I sit there and I say, okay, can I just call someone from the branch to verify? I get a quick knockdown. No, why would you want to call anyone? I'm like, whoa, like, you see that? The moment I say, let's just call someone and verify your story. Because clearly you've come here and made a version of events for yourself of what the event was.
That's how the attacker becomes the victim.
Yeah, so I was like, whatever, but that never went far because even then, I was supposed to go back to work. I was like, no, guys, I feel as if I'm a victim here. You made me come all this way, wasted so much petrol and so much money to be shouted on something I didn't do. I can't go back to work. I just don't feel it. I'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, nah, I'll come back tomorrow because I'm also suffering now. You people are making me out to look like a liar. So I think the one part there, the toxicity amongst women, it's unnecessary. It happens a lot.
Yeah. They're competing with each other.
For no reason, bro.
With each
no
other.
reason.
No
This is
reason.
work.
Yeah.
It's work. And the problem with them is they take work and they own it, and then they own it as if to say, no, I'm going to punish you
It's
or
an
to punish
emotional
you.
thing, man.
It's emotional.
It's
And that's
all
why I
that
say
it is at the end of the day. It's an emotional thing.
And
I had
it's-
to go through those things. They will be friends, bro. As soon as one leaves, it's like this bitch in she did that and that and that. And then, hi, girl, you're doing that. Because it's all emotion.
Yeah, and that's the
all
thing.
it is.
So she's right. Take that out. But obviously now, that statement triggered a lot of women. And that statement is towards a lot of women. And I feel a lot of women don't want to work, bro.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't want to work. As she's saying a lot of women don't want to work, and they're saying it's true. Like, I think the one sister was saying, yeah, you're right.
No.
A lot of women don't want to work.
Yeah, not taking away from the women that do work, but you are right in saying that.
Yeah.
Because from personal experience, I've seen that.
And we always see that. There are women who coast at work.
Yeah.
And they can coast. And you can't coast of some any particular reason. And so and you become at work, you're like an IT guy for them. I've seen people say that the computer doesn't work.
Always.
Yeah.
I felt that one.
I feel like, look, sometimes the person will tell you the computer's not working. Yet all you had to do was just plug in the cable.
Yeah, but then you have to do it.
Yeah.
Can you get that from the shelf? Can you do that? Do that.
Become a general worker.
Yeah, that's basically that's how they see
And
you.
that excuse, I couldn't work for the past 3 days because the computer's not working. You find out the mouse is not plugged in.
Yeah, like small things like that, which I feel are valid in the working environment. And people are saying like, no, she was born into a rich family. Sure, all of that is true. But in order to come out the shadow of the family, you had to do something. It's the same thing that I liken to Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Because Paris Hilton was also a spoiled brat who came up, but Paris made her own money. There was Miley Cyrus also, who came from a country singer who was rich. They came out that. So how many women come out the shadow? I think we also had a thing here in South Africa whereby Natasha, that one who was getting money from the department, Zorch, Archbishop Desmond Tutu's supposed granddaughter or some shit. Yeah. So she uses her connections to get into film and to do this, and she gets bursaries.
She got the bursary.
So now there we go. We've got someone who's not working. And so, because everything that she gets via connections. You get what I'm saying?
Natasha Tahane.
Huh?
Natasha Tahane.
There we go, that one. Where she went on the MacG podcast and she said, listen, she got a bursary of all sorts, and everyone was like, what? You got a bursary to go to study? Where? For how much million? So like if we put Kim left, right, and we put Natasha there, Kim hasn't taken the bursary or anything from anyone.
Yeah.
And whether if it was a sex tape or not, who knew that Pornhub would be a thing? Or Triple X videos would be a thing? If she had applied her mind and put into shares to buy shares for Pornhub and ever, she could have been gone. But she didn't. It was something different. The mother was the one who did that. People forget that.
Yeah.
The mother was the one who latched on to that. Because what would they have been besides them just being children of a lawyer? People forget that part.
Yeah.
And Americans are resourceful bastards that just take something and roll with it. So we've got Natasha on one hand who's been spoon-fed and who goes overseas and on bursaries. Then you've got someone else. Even take Bonang, for instance. I'm sure Bonang would echo the same sentiments as what Kim has been saying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are not wanting to work.
Yeah.
And I think most times when you deal with women, sometimes you're like, oh my God.
I think like most women, like they would prefer not to work now and do those type of things. I think it's just like the thing that's attached to it, like they wouldn't want to work, but if they had not to work now, then if they get married to a man, then they have to like basically submit to them, and they have that mindset now they don't want to submit to you. So they'll rather be at their job to say like, I earn my own fucking money. Because I see a lot of these videos as well where some girls speak about, hey girl, you're stupid, I'd rather stay at fucking home and watch the kids the whole day and be a housewife, watch the kids and do that. And that's like most of the mentality, even like where I used to work. They would say like the same thing. Yeah, I wish I was at home. Yeah, I can sit there and do that. Yeah, but then they think, this guy's gonna boss me around and do that. And then they're like, fuck that.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, I don't know. But I do know most women don't work. Some women don't work. Not still say most. Some women don't want to put in the work.
On average,
bro. On average. Everyone just wants to be a TikTok star, an Instagrammer, or, you know.
It's always joining in even something that's already there. You see, it's never like we're going to create something from scratch or something.
Yeah,
like,
so everyone wants to just...
in when it's easier.
Yes.
And then,
that's it. But that's how life goes.
But if we become so like sensitive, if a woman just says you need to work and then people get angry.
They were triggered.
We're so sensitive, we get triggered by that.
They were triggered. They were triggered.
Just by somebody saying you need to work.
Yeah.
Which is true. Because like if you go to the Kasi, you'll find a woman who's got like 6 kids and is getting SASA for 6 kids.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, nah, that's my hustle. I'm getting money for 6 kids.
She's not fucking working ever.
There's another one coming.
Yeah. And that's the problem that we get most of the time where you hear people saying that's what and it's the same thing like when you go to, I saw a TikTok. I don't know if you guys showed me a TikTok video where a guy is eating food and these chicks are looking at the food.
Oh, yeah.
Why are those chicks putting in the work to get that food? There's 2 chicks. You could freaking rip the food off him or buy your own food or whatever.
Yeah, but
people they'd
rather sit there and look sad.
But some women, bro, they go on dates just for food, just to get food. They have no plans with these guys as well. I mean, just like, this is a free meal as well.
Yeah, no. And no. And women eat, hey? Women are the aggressors. Women are the aggressors when it comes to eating, bro.
Eat from your plate as well.
Yeah, they are the aggressors when it comes to eating. Because I find that just I look at this girl and be like, she eats.
Yeah.
They're the aggressors in all of that. But you got to put in the work, bro. And that's true. It's an old topic, but I'm like, they don't want to work most times. Leave the privileged background. Just think of what I've said.
Toxicity.
Put yourself out, toxicity. And sometimes they don't look at themselves and think. I've seen, they'll argue. And they'll be like, no, I wasn't wrong. Sometimes you argue, you can see you're the one who's wrong or something. And you can come to a thing and be like, no. But they don't, bro. There'll be months where people just don't want to talk to each other. And at our work, you need someone to authorize. She'll bypass this person and then it'll go around and you're like, but why are you sending things so far just so that this person doesn't authorize? And it'll happen for months and you're like, wow.
Something so simple.
Something so simple, you'll be like, you talk it out. Yeah. And then, still, as we spoke about Kanye, how he's a master of manipulating social media, and he's always just been doing it, and I still say he's not crazy.
I think so as well.
Yeah. So he had a video about killing Skete. Chops his head off. And then that video did its thing.
Yeah.
And then people were like, weighing in, it's just a video, whatever. Trevor Noah has a take on it. I don't know if Mobster's got it there, so you can just read the transcript of what happened there.
Yeah, Trevor responded to this whole thing. So the article reads, Trevor responded to the racial slur with a lengthy comment on Kanye's now deleted Instagram post. In his comment, Trevor Noah said, though he had been a supporter of the rapper's music and did not care much about his political stance, nor he takes jabs at, he stood firmly in his opinion about how Kanye is handling his family woes and wanted to share his views before things turn messy. Quote, I'd rather be an idiot who spoke up and said something to you in life than the cool guy who said nothing and mourns for you in prison or the grave. You're an indelible part of my life, yay, which is why it breaks my heart to see you like this. I don't care if you support Trump and I don't care if you roast Pete. I do, however, care when I see you on a path that's dangerously close to peril and pain, he continued. That was when he was addressing the whole coon issue.
Oh, okay. So we skipped there. But, so Trevor had like a deep dive into this whole thing where he broke in, he spoke about it, and he was saying that basically Kanye is harassing Kim. And Kim, being one of the most influential and most powerful women in the world, has to live with this harassment from Kanye, and it shows how a woman, imagine if Kim can't get away from Kanye, how an average woman deals with harassment from a guy that she leaves.
Yeah.
And this is a person who's left, and we're not seeing the signs that maybe this could go further and Kanye could probably do something and probably harm Kim or whatever. And he was like saying, no, we need to see it as it is because his mother was shot and he came from an abusive background. And he was saying like, yeah, it could turn messy. So Kanye, in response to that, makes a hit list. He goes after Daryl Hughley or DL Hughley because he's been talking crap on, what's that thing? Vlad TV.
Yeah.
Yes, I can recall that guy's been talking crap about Kanye on Vlad TV anytime he pops up there. So Kanye goes, attacks him and says, oh, it's funny. Me and this dude could have been friends and most probably will be. Yeah, he's funny if you only listen to his stuff like 1 trillion times. And then it goes on to Trevor, where he takes up a photo of Google and he's like, he puts a caption, Koon Baya, my lord, Koon Baya. So he's just saying that you're the tool for the white man. That's what's happening there. So it got messy there, and then from then on they go and what is this? They ban Kanye's Twitter for 24 hours. Now, does the Daily Show have to cover something like that? No. I remember the Daily Show, it was a comedy show of sorts. And it's changed now because it goes into like social, economic issues and all that.
Yeah.
But I think he is taking this thing incorrectly, Trevor. Because for starters, let's go here. Harass. When did he ever harass Kim online? The person who's been harassed here is Skete.
Yeah.
Look, my personal opinion, put it as bluntly as I can, Trevor Noah was a fucking dick rider, bro. That's all he is.
I would second you on that one too.
Yes. Anything that's in at the moment, he's going to say something and he's going to be on the other side normally.
Yeah.
Virtue signaling.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So the thing is, also, we've been International Women's Day-ing it. I think we're all riding that balls wave. You know that word? In fact, he's riding that logo. The people are riding that logo still. Because I'm like, okay, he mentions that his mother got shot. Let's talk about things before they get far. And he's concerned. Because at one point that he said that he doesn't know if he should feel concerned for him. And then if he feels concerned, then Kanye's like, no, I'm okay. Because of his mental state. So they don't know what is what. So, like, I think the other episode we spoke about this. There were lyrics in a song. Kanye likes to do performance art whereby he'll live it, he lives the stuff out, and he makes an album, and he makes the music. If someone is so calculative to put lyrics in a song, if I give him my wife, they should thank me. Which means already in his mind, he knows that the divorce is going through. We spoke about that. If you look at the lyrics in the song, he's already saying the things are going to pan out. He's not going to step in the way to do that because there's nothing else that he can do.
He knows what he's
Yeah. So
definitely.
like this guy is he's the only people or the only celebrity who can cause a storm online, and he's been doing it to move culture and movements of all sorts.
Yeah.
He's become a troll.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that we have with our Twitter here. You've got Chris Excel. You've got these type of people who troll online, who know there's a certain segment of people who are trolling and do these things. So he knows he's got a certain following and he can do sort of things. That thing of being banned from Twitter or Instagram for 24 hours, it only hypes what is coming next for him.
Yeah. And then he also said he's going to make his own social media platform.
You
The
see
same
that?
thing he did with the stem player.
You
like,
see that?
guys, stand somewhere. Okay, I'll do my own thing. And then people stand by.
And people do it. But one thing now, which is, I find now that as we were speaking about it, I saw that they're pulling him from the Grammys.
Yeah.
Because Kumbaya, my lord, is
Racial.
actually going to be hosting the Grammys.
Oh, kumbaya, man.
So Trevor's people have reached out and said, nah, don't have him at the Grammys performing because he was supposed to be performing.
Yeah.
So that's the part I don't understand also. So if he's standing firmly by him, why can you not come out and say, because at the end of the day, it's always about reaching out a hand and be like, nah, I acknowledge your position. I want to make, how
is that helpful?
How does this help him
Yeah.
when you pull him now from the Grammys?
I want to help you by pulling you from the Grammys. And
How does that help anything? Because another thing that's also coming up, he's supposed to be performing at Coachella on Sunday, and he is going to be the main act on Sunday. Now there's a petition to him to be off Coachella. There's 8,000 signatures already signed.
Cancel culture.
But this is the same thing that happened with when he was supporting Trump. They were finding every avenue just to try and stop him from everything he was doing.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing again.
So it's come back.
happening.
So there's always a fall guy. There was a Rogan previous couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Now it's Kanye again. And it always comes back to this thing of speech.
Yeah.
At no point in this thing did he harass Kim. Because I'm like, we need to look at that. He leaked her messages that they spoke about. And he attacked Skete and said certain things about him. Okay, 2 days or 4 days ago, Kim is on Ellen. How would you take it if you're going out with a chick and you have tattoos already, burn marks on you? So Pete now has already branded himself with Kim's name. How do you view that as a person? And all his previous relationships, he's put tattoos of the people that he's gone out with.
Nobody talks about Skeet's mental illness battles and the fact that he's been suicidal and how the whole fact is, how would you feel if there's a guy like that around your kid and doing all those things? See, nobody asks this type of question. They just want if it was you bringing this type of girl around your kid, the whole female community will attack you regarding that. Because even in that one post, he said about him walking in his underwear basically.
Yeah, bro.
His
he walks
Calvin
around.
Klein underwear around his kid and all those things. Imagine.
Yes.
But as soon as you as a man speak up about these things, then it becomes a problem.
No.
That's how
Your
it
problem
is.
Yeah. So you've got kids around and you walk around in underwear, which is...
And one thing about it,
And
I
not your
think he
kids,
was
so-
obsessed. He's obsessed with Kim. To get branded so quick, and like you said,
that's a red
and
flag,
somebody
bruh.
posted an old photo of him in his room with Kim Kardashian's photo on a candle.
Yeah.
So
there
you-
was an interview that they did, and the interviewer even said,
Yeah,
wait,
it was an interview.
yeah, is that not a candle with Kim on it? He's like,
was
yeah,
back
yes it
then,
is.
yeah.
It's a candle with Kim on it. So, I mean...
But let you top off from
Yes.
whatever, have a candle or somebody's face on it there.
But you see-
You're obsessed, this guy's a
photo.
crazy guy.
But you see how
He's doing
media
something.
is, they are protecting their own basically.
Yeah,
with this
that's
whole
what's
thing.
happening.
That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
happening.
Yeah, that's how it goes there. So they can deem someone good for someone at a certain point,
And then bad.
and then bad. Because what Kanye got out of that relationship was more than Kim got out.
But look, if Trevor Noah says something different, then what happens to Trevor as well? He'll probably get taken off from the
No, but he's
show
got
and all
script-
those
he's
things.
got script
It
writers.
doesn't make
Yeah.
him less of a bitch though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
Yeah,
script
no,
writers,
he's
yeah, it
still-
doesn't.
he's still a bitch at the end of the
No,
day.
no.
And I was I saw a post as well when somebody asked as well, is Trevor Noah still funny?
No, it's not.
I was like, no. But they always go back to it. Then this one girl said on Facebook, she said something about, Trevor Noah's gonna roast his ass. And
Nah.
one guy was like, Trevor Noah's not funny anymore. And the go-to thing they always say is, yeah, because you don't understand intellectual jokes.
Oh,
Oh my
Nah.
God.
No, that's the thing though.
he used to be funny.
He used
He used
to
to be
be.
very funny. Now, come
No,
on.
it's because you see when you get to America,
Sometimes I watch Daily Show, sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you. I sit there with a straight face and I'm like, fuck it.
The whole-
the whole episode, I'm like, what the fuck? A lot of the
What
things
are
are
you
just
saying,
woke
Trevor?
things. You're
What are
just
you
trying
no,
to push.
I saw that segment on the Kim thing. He was like, Kevin, he's so small, I have him in my pocket. He's so small, I have him in my pocket. I was like, wow.
Sometimes I cringe, but I'm like, how
was
could you
like,
say
wow.
something like that?
But also, but that's the thing though. So look there, you pull a guy off the Grammys. Now
Not
there's a
helping
petition
anything.
for Coachella now.
Jeez.
Jeez, and also that thing of saying that, and one thing that gets people is when you put your shoes, you just go and mention, I came from an abusive household. So the abuse that you're talking about, your mother got shot. Kanye has shot no one here. I don't understand that. Kanye has shot no one. It was publicly made on Twitter that they did not want to invite him to the child's birthday party.
Wow.
He put it in a song that they wouldn't invite him, so I bought the neighbor's house so that he can stay next door. Those things are all there. I think, please look up lyrics from Easy. Please, yeah, look up lyrics from Easy. So Travis had to be the one who gave him
Yeah.
the details of where's this
Where the
party
party's
was,
at.
what party is going on. The mother doesn't want to see him anymore.
Because he's been complaining the whole time and say, this is not what we agreed upon. This is not co-parenting.
Yeah.
This is,
She's doing it by herself.
doing it herself.
So and I find that one thing is that there's a bias here. Paternity war. It's always in the woman's court
Always.
Definitely.
or what's happening. But you've got a guy who has valid points. Leave that whole baby sex joke. It's not happening. It's dark humor. Cool. But he has points to it that, and even when they had their conversation from the leaked text that came up,
Yeah.
and asked him where you at? I'm in the bed with your wife. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
You can, okay, yes, place, where am I? I'm in the bed with your wife.
That's Skete.
Yeah,
That's what
Skete,
Skeet
he
said. But
that.
there was a point also in that where he alludes to the mental thing to say that, no, you need to go for counseling, do some stuff like that or whatever. Come on. There are buttons being pushed on both sides, but the one that he's roasting here and it's working for him is Skeet.
Yeah.
So it's cool when these people roast a president and they roast him because at certain points Kanye has been roasted. He's like the most roasted rapper. On South Park, Fish Dicks, he gets it all the time. And it's cool. So what happens then when someone starts to roast the other side?
Yeah. Now it becomes a problem.
Now it becomes a problem. They'll even start to take this thing and make it seem as if, no, this guy's having a mental breakdown right all before us. Yet his veil of attacks is on one person. He hasn't attacked Kim at any time.
And it's
In
becoming
all
dangerous.
these tweets, he never touched anything to say. So for him to come out and say that he's been harassed is utter crap. You got anything?
Yeah, you want that part about the house?
Yes, please.
Yeah, non-custodial dad. I bought the house next door. What do you think the point of really being rich for? When you give them everything, they only want more. Bougie and unruly. You all need to do some chores.
You see that? So he's telling you, non-custodial.
Non-custodial.
So non-custodial. If you take time to listen, it's these things are there. Please go to that 5-year foreign song again so we can give it out for the people. That City of the Gods. So he's telling us non-custodial. So what else can I do?
And I think they use his whole mental illness thing against him. We see this thing happen and they always say, hey, people need to speak out about these things. But as soon as you say something like, hey, I am dealing with, let's say he's bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
Now everything
you do.
he does is they're gonna say
It's
blame it on
all
that.
gonna-
It's looked under that microscope.
Yeah, like let's say you
That's
just
why you never admit to
That's why
anything.
people
Yeah.
keep quiet about these things because
Do not
let's say
admit.
Zorch,
Yeah.
Zorch will I do something. Zorch admitted maybe he has anxiety problem, but now I do something stupid, and he gets angry. You guys gonna say,
Yeah.
he's having an episode.
He's gonna
or
say he's
something.
having an
They're not gonna look at me.
Yeah.
That's why they don't talk about this
Always.
things. Then we have this mental illness month. But let's be true about it. There's a reason why people don't want to speak about these type of things because they're gonna use it
Stigma.
against you.
Yeah, bro.
That's all that's gonna happen.
So I mean, like, that's what it is. Restraint in order. Can see my daughter, her mother, and her grandmother hate me in that order.
Yeah.
This
You
guy
see
was
that?
manifesting all this type of shit.
All
back.
the time he's been
This guy
saying
was foreseeing everything. man.
he's been foreseeing his whole life, but people just don't listen to the lyrics because what he's been doing, he's been putting out his thing. Donda itself was an album about family.
Yeah.
Donda 2 is him losing his family and he's trying to keep the family together. But obviously, in the family thing, there has to be a villain. Who else is going to be the villain? Skete.
What do you call each other now? Skims.
I don't know. I
Sort
don't
of
even
like
know. You got those
schemes.
lyrics?
Schemes now.
Yeah, it's the
what do you
skims
want
now.
to
They
do?
even have a name.
The part of the, if I let them have my wife, niggas should thank me.
Thank me.
Yeah. We make money every night, never too big of a price. After I buy the Chicago Bulls, I'm going to go link up with Mike. And if I let him have my wife, niggas should thank me with the Balenciaga and Balenci boots and a new blue Yankee.
You see that? So
this
we spoke
guy.
about this the other day. We just sound like broken records. It's performance art. He's playing it out. And also Trevor was saying that he cringes a bit when he sees the video of him killing Skete.
Man, come
How many people have been killed in music videos?
Exactly, man. Come on.
on.
Are you
Like-
still that sensitive?
They all
Yeah.
are in this group and they're just protecting
Yeah, so
themselves.
one thing that
That's
they're
all.
doing there is also just playing into Women's Month
Yeah.
and harassment and online harassment that happens to women. And it just happens to be Kanye who's trolling.
But somebody needs to start calling these guys out, man.
But we'll get this as long as there's someone, a poster boy, who's been put there.
But next week it blows over. That's always how
No,
it
I
goes.
don't. This one,
Week, 2
this one
weeks.
doesn't blow over because they.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Remember, there's always someone. Remember, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
The ends. It's gonna be this now.
But it seems like it's always like a people that's on a certain side that gets attacked
No, but
more than
you're right.
the other side.
Remember who was on Joe Rogan? Kanye was on Joe Rogan.
It was there.
He was there. So anyone now who's associated or who's on that side is gonna get picked or targeted
But
slowly.
it strangely started like going in heavy, like a couple months ago after like that old Jordan Peterson episode. And Joe Rogan suddenly got attacked, and they found this racist thing, and they went back to the Kanye West thing and
Yeah,
all
see
those
that.
type of
Now
things.
what they're seeing, these people
Yeah.
are becoming powerful.
Yeah.
And I think they're afraid
And
of it.
Kanye West, like you said, he can shift the whole culture, bro.
Yeah. And so, and if he
he's
does
got-
start
he's,
his.
he's crazy enough to have that power.
Yeah, he's got that power.
Yeah. So that's the thing is with Kanye, he tweets what's on his mind now.
And they don't
Yeah.
like that.
And he
they
says
don't
it.
want that.
So they
Yeah,
want to
he's dangerous,
silence.
bro. He's
Yeah.
dangerous.
It's also same thing. That whole dragon energy with Trump took him off because
Yeah.
he just says whatever it is that he's saying.
No more free speech. Free
Yeah.
speech is a thing of
That's
the
what
past,
you mentioned
bro.
earlier. Free speech is gone. That era
speech died.
is dead.
Yeah. But we should get back to the point that someone tell me where the harassment happened with Kim because there was no harassment.
It
Definitely
depend.
not.
Like they change words these days.
Yeah.
They'll say harassment, but the definition will be there. they won't define it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they'll say like, yeah, he harassed this person and that person, but it
And
wasn't
come on,
really
guy.
harassment.
The other big problem is most people get their news from social media and from these idiots like Trevor Noah having that small segment where they shifted all the words around, like, this is actually what's happening.
Yes.
This is what
The
you're feeling,
algorithm
this is what I'm
fucks with
eating.
you.
Yeah.
People
So
run with that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he's hit that 9 minutes because that video was close to like 9 minutes, and that's what he's hitting, and not paying context to anything of the lyrics that have been said. Or would you be harassing someone who came to your concert like last year and she played along in a dress, yet knowing very well that you're getting divorced? She was in a wedding dress at the previous Donda concert with him.
Oh yeah, I remember
You
that.
remember that? So would you be?
And she also went to was it Coach? No man, what's this Met Gala or something with that black outfit or
With- yeah.
like
So I mean, like, come on. It's the work that she's putting in. She understands that there's work that's got to be put in. For all you know, this is a brand stunt for them,
Both of them.
or even Skete himself. For you, because they're always playing it. Skete is no longer an SNL. Skete may be even writing material to do stand-up,
There you go.
and he hits the road with that. You never know.
it's
So it's
complicated.
always the wheels are turning, but we just don't know what is happening. But one thing I'm just not standing with is that whole 9-minute take and how you bring in your mother and say she was shot and I should have seen the signs. You saw the signs.
Do you think Trevor Noah sits there and read about these things and say he gets a script, right?
Yeah, they give him a
and,
script.
and he just speaks about it. He's just the face. That's all.
Mm.
He doesn't sit there, read the lyrics, and think about it and actually believe what the hell he's saying.
No,
I think
well,
most of the times
No,
he
well, I think
doesn't
that's
believe that
yeah. I
shit.
think that's why he used the Cooney.
Yeah,
That's why that came up, because obviously you get given orders from the top
Yeah.
yeah.
and then you just do.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from also. Yeah, but I think this is going to develop. Coachella's next month. You'll see if he gets taken off Coachella, of how the wheels will turn. We'll see. If the people, because he's off the Grammys now. He won't be performing. But it'll also be a bitch move on his part if Trevor doesn't come out and say, let's talk it over. Are you going to let the social media bullying in reverse? Now you guys are going to cut
But
him
what
off.
do you think is the chances of that? Trevor Noah is going to speak if he stops Kanye from going to what's the thing?
The Grammys, yeah.
Grammys. Then what is the chances that he's going to want to have a conversation? Yeah.
Yeah, well, we don't know. But let's see. Let's
When is
see where
the
that goes.
Grammys?
I don't know. I've never watched the Grammys in such a long time, bro.
Yeah, Grammys.
I don't care about the
that's
Grammys.
so
Trash.
I think one thing that was a Grammy crime is that Nas never won a Grammy for Stillmatic. Okay, I can understand Illmatic. Those things happened. It was still early.
Yeah.
When he did eventually win a Grammy, he didn't even receive that Grammy on stage. It was like an award that happened before the show.
It lost credibility now.
Yeah,
That's
so
all.
no one is like looking out for the Grammys anymore in the rap culture or even black people itself. They don't look for
They
that.
don't really care much about the Grammy.
In case you want to watch it, it's on the 4th of April.
Nah,
Which I will definitely not be doing.
I'm not going to be watching that. Yeah, even because he's the host. Even I think Ricky Gervais was still a better host when he had roasted everyone. I never even watched those ones. Even or was that was the
I didn't
Golden?
even know it happened. I just saw the
Those
video.
are the Golden Globes. That's what I
Ricky-
those are the Golden Globes.
Yeah, he was roasting everyone. I was like, when the fuck did this happen?
Yeah, you just saw it on Twitter. I think that was the Golden Globes, wasn't the Grammys even.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Hart was
Golden
supposed to host the Oscar or something.
Yeah.
And then they
There
pulled.
was a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, they cancelled him because of something that he said
Joe.
20 years ago or some crap.
An old joke of how many years? Like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
This is the
Previous.
thing. This is the thing when you give into this culture.
It just moves on to the next.
That's the thing. They will find something.
Yeah, that's
They
all
will
it's like.
find
That's
something.
why you don't. They say don't apologize. Just go do your thing. If you know you're not wrong. If you're wrong, apologize, bro. But
Yeah. I would actually like to see if Kanye is even going to apologize. I don't think he would.
Nah, I doubt it.
Yeah, because the 24 hours is up now. So
apologize in all caps.
yes, the 24 hours is all up, so we don't know. That's that, hey, that's that.
But they will probably push it further.
Yeah, we'll see, but we'll see it as it goes because this Skete thing has been like a 2-month thing now. It's been going on, and he's just using it. The other day, he even posted about divorce, this and that. Like this party does this whatever. So it's obviously all performance art. He's just playing the role. He's living it out. One thing that I saw a week ago is finance racist. So there were some people who were complaining about F&B and saying that the banking finance is actually racist towards black people or people of color. So like you get a higher interest rate.
Yeah.
And?
Yeah, that was something. There was a voice note that circulated a couple of years back, and was a white guy who was actually telling black people to actually have a look at their finances because there is systematically black people were being charged a little bit more than white people. It wasn't a significant amount, but it was, if you actually look at it holistically, it was the black people were actually being done under by banks.
Yeah.
And it's all banks. It wasn't just a specific bank, it was all banks. And it was bank charges, it was their bonds, it was their loans, it was everything. And it wasn't necessarily based on credit score or anything, it was just because of the skin color. That was that. And they charged more just because of that.
Oh, that's... I think that's a serious allegation.
It is.
But we would have to see that. I think what one thing that we lack in banking or finance is knowledge.
Yeah.
Because the culture of what is this thing? Of saving is not encouraged within black culture. You don't open a bank account early and you know how bank accounts work. One thing that I see is that if there's a black business owner, you tell the person to put their money in, they need to deposit their money so the bank can see the history.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the lines, those people default on that and they don't do that, which then goes and messes up your credit profile. You've got to tell people of color that, yo, guy, look at your statement. On certain days, your debit orders must deduct. If your debit order doesn't deduct, obviously that looks bad on you.
Yeah.
Those are things that we don't take into consideration. You hear people will have tweets and say, debit orders gone first day. Your money is gone. There's no budgets. I've heard people speak about saying, no, white people have budgets. The budgets are not for us. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's real talk. Real talk. People say that. They say budgets are not for us. And I think to myself, like, I think the other day we were talking about this. So at work we were like, so this chick, sadly had to be a chick again.
Yeah.
So it's the 15th, we get paid on the 20th. She's like, I have no money. Could you give me money so that I can at least have money to get to work? I'm like, when last was I ever in such a situation?
You didn't have money.
Well, I didn't have money because at least you have to budget and you put money aside and you put it away. That part of interest rates and whatever, I think it's difficult. It's difficult to find out who has been discriminated against. But I know one reason how and why it could happen. Because the one thing that happens when you're a student, the one thing that they offer all these students are accounts at Jet, Truworths, blah, blah, blah. And they tell you, no, you can take this money and you can pay so much. 55 days, no credit, no interest. No interest. When you default on that thing and it gets handed over, already that messes up your credit profile. The word is obviously you get blacklisted. White people are afraid to be blacklisted. Black people just fall into the blacklist. Easily. You're like, no, it's debt, whatever. People run away. The moment you get blacklisted on anything, you are going to have a shitty credit record. Because for 3 years already, you won't be able to apply for something. The only time you ever get money is if you're going to go to a lender on the side. Who's going to charge you interest, which is kakai. Once you pay that, say you pay that fee or whatever, those people that you pay them off, when you get back into society and you have to take, obviously a bank is going to look at Denny and look at you and be like, nah, you were handed over. So the interest that we're going to charge you is going to be different to him. And you both could be the same age.
Yeah.
That's where that thing can play out, where you have a different interest rate. And the fee thing, I don't get that one too, because everyone gets charged a standard fee. How do you get it? Because if an account is 110 Rand,
Yeah, it's going to be.
it's going to be 110 Rand.
Yeah, I also don't
Apparently,
get
it
that.
wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Just because you are black, you get charged with, say, 20 cents per transaction, and then white people get charged.
How does that
because-
happen, man? How does?
But then are they sure they took the pay-as-you-transact option or the bundled option? That's one thing. Because remember, I've seen people take agreements. Someone will
And
say
they don't understand what's
someone will say,
happening.
I want 10,000 now to pay for like what's this thing, for a funeral or whatever. When you read those things, all you hear is Where do I sign? Sign. I ask you 5 or 3 years, a person's like, the cheapest one. If you take debt for 5 years, it's gonna hit you more.
Yeah,
although the money is less because the interest you're paying is over a longer period. And then the people come back and query it and say, why am I paying for so long? Because 5 years is a fucking long time.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a long time. And you come back after the third year and you're like, why am I still paying? But you signed for
5 years.
5 years.
But it happened in America as well, because apparently blacks and Hispanics in America actually pay twice as much in banking fees as whites. But this is according to a survey that was
survey.
done. So it's not an actual study that was done.
It could be that people, one thing that hits everyone is unpaid fees, bro.
Yeah.
We can all be charged. We can
Yes.
all be charged 110 Rand. Let's say we all are on 110 Rand option. We all have the same account. He has an unpaid fee. He gets, for the first 3, you'll see an unpaid fee can probably charge you 60 Rand, 60 Rand, 60 Rand.
Yeah.
The moment you get your third unpaid fee, it goes to 150 Rand. So once the moment he has a debit order that goes off, that doesn't go off, he'll get charged. And we're all on the same option.
Yeah.
His fees are going to look more. Are those people not probably seeing something like that? People don't even understand the available balance and the current balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so,
I remember when Mhlobo and Nene, they were talking about available balance and current balance, and they were breaking it down.
It was a couple of weeks ago they were speaking about it. It was like on a Twitter thing, and people
Yeah.
were like, "What's the
and that's an
difference here?"
important thing
Yeah.
to know, eh?
Yeah, so if you swipe at a garage, some places take a while to honor those
Yeah.
debits. So you can walk away swiping this thing and it hasn't gone off. So your current balance will show that money's still there, and the available
available
balance
there.
shows the money isn't there because of the things that have gone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they confuse the people. They should just make one balance,
Which is the available.
which is the available balance, which I also don't understand that. So I think that's where that whole thing stems from. We don't have education. Even in the business space. Like I saw something which was pretty shocking. And like, if you're self-employed and you're black, most people do not have a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
Don't have a bookkeeper. So when you apply for any finance, how are those people going to know that how much you're earning? They don't do any SARS stuff because you need an IT3B from SARS to say, being so self-employed, you get so much money. So how do you wing it? That's how most black businesses are run. People will wing it and not know that, hey, I'm supposed to have an IT3B. And if you have an IT3B, it's like a cheat code. White people do it all the time. That document is to say that I'm earning so much money in a year. You won't get paid for 3 months. But an IT3B says that I'm getting 60,000 Rand a month. That they honor for a whole year, bro. Regardless of that money going in, they honor that for a whole year. If your credit profile is still correct and all that, they'll honor that. There was a dude I saw. He didn't get paid for 3 months. They still honored what that IT3B said.
Wow.
So and to me, I was like, whoa, that's weird. There are things which he's saying are kind of discriminatory.
Yeah.
Also, there was a policy back in the day from people who owned houses from 1994 back that was taking money like an annuity.
Yeah.
That was taking money from a home loan, which is one of the the things I saw which were like really suspicious. How can you have an annuity? It's like an annuity for 10 years, 15 years. You take a bond for 20 years.
Yeah.
This annuity takes 50,000 a year from your bond. So back then, in those days, a home loan was like a credit card, whereby something could deduct off it. Now the home loan's changed. There's nothing that can deduct. It's only money goes in.
Yeah.
And then the deductions, they control which the credit life or your interest. So back then they had something that could take money, like a 50,000 once a year. So if you have an annuity that takes money for 10 years, definitely your house is going to be paid off, yet you took a bond for 20 years. And then the annuity goes out and pays your thing. So that's the one thing I saw in my time. I was like, whoa, what is that? Because I had a dude and he was like, no, I want to pay off my thing. And he was all smug and all that crap. And I was like, okay, I looked at this, kept the documentation. I asked the planner, like, yo, what is this? No, it's an old policy. It's been discontinued. So you see that.
That's something.
That's something. Those are valid things.
Something fishy there.
Yeah, that's something fishy there. There's certain things that happen.
Yeah.
Like one funny thing I also find that if you go to a bank and you're black and the aircon is too cold, you're getting declined on that day, brother. I'm telling you, most people come to the bank and they just rock in there. If you see a white guy, they walk in there with short sleeve. You check a black person, they sit there, same attire. That person is getting cold because now your credit history is hitting you like, oh God. Because you're there, you're there. And you're just sitting there and it makes you think, I don't think I'm going to get this. Be prepared when you come into the bank. All banks have aircons. Come in with a jacket. Most people are sitting there and they're complaining, it's cold here. You need to switch this thing off. That's the one thing which is discriminatory, which I've noticed most times you come to the bank. If you start hearing people sitting in the banking hall and there's a... you should know, yeah. And that's one, if you ask people around, they don't enjoy the experience of being in the bank because it's cold.
Yeah.
And that's a tactic I think the bank uses just for you to just think what your credit history is. You sit there. Like, am I good enough? I'm cold. Those are the things you say before you die. And yet you only came here for finance, bro. You could be there to take your own money. And you're like, no, I want to get out of here now. I can't take it. You just leave. But now that's the one thing I've seen.
Yeah.
So those examples need to come, like, they need to put the examples out and say, like, yo, show us. Like, this is this. He got charged this. He got charged that. Because I know for sure our people don't look at statements. They don't look at statements. Our people are the type of people to get paid 15 grand and then the tax goes off and then you buy a VW Polo, which is then 6,500 rand. And then from that 6,500, the other 7,500 that you got, you're going to pay insurance and petrol and then rental, and then you're going to stay in a small place.
Yeah, it is.
That's how it is. Those are the things which mess you up. People also, like one thing that happens, people go into debt review too quickly. They don't know that apparently debt consolidation. If you take a debt consolidation and you say, I can't pay my debts, you get put under, there's a section, whatever, that you get put under.
Yeah.
You can't borrow money. It fucks up your profile.
Yeah.
Those people you'll pay those people money. Let's say you give them 15,000. They'll take their fee and all they do is negotiate with the bank that you pay less. And that's something that you can do yourself as opposed to going to a company that pays that.
And their fee is probably like 75% of whatever, and then they'll split the 25%.
It's ridiculous.
Over all your
debt.
They'll pay something ridiculous like 20 rand towards a debt.
Yes, and which you can do yourself. You can restructure your own debt. You can go into a bank and ask them to restructure your debt without you going to someone.
But people should think of it this way. Why do you think that company exists? It's to make money. That's the point of the company.
It's to chop out the middleman. The thing is, people always go into a space and say, I don't know. People always say that I don't know. I have this one thing that pissed me off once. We had a lady who came into the bank or something. This lady said that she wanted help at the ATM. So she's like got a qualification. She's private banking. She does whatever. So she says, could you help me at the ATM? Someone says, no, you can ask the guard to help you at the ATM. He'll show you. She's like, no, why would I be a qualified person getting showed by a person who's unqualified to work at ATM?
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
You see that? I was like, whoa. That's like heavy things.
Yeah.
That's heavy. And yet you will have people who will come in, qualified as they are, sign. Just sign. People don't know that if you're in private banking, all those type of things, you can ask for your interest rate to be negotiated.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of going up.
Going
Up so that you can say, let's negotiate. You should be looking at prime, and prime is like 7.5%. Why are you going to take 15 on something, which is double? Yet you have a record. So I think the things which they find, they don't know that they can negotiate. White people will come into a situation and be like, no, let's negotiate. White people will play you off. If you want to get a home loan, they'll get approved here and they'll go next door and get approved and say that this place is giving me this much.
And then they'll have to
Check
drop
their
it down
options.
Yeah, so obviously the
to
people...
match the price.
But that's how it goes.
Yeah.
When you want to do something in your house even, you get like a minimum of 3 quotes.
Yeah.
You take the best one.
Yeah.
Why is the bank any different?
Yeah, if I have to put it in black terms, you shop for goats or sheep. Come on. And then you take the best one and you go from that. So, I mean, like, it happens a lot that people just sign for something.
That happens.
You look at people's statements and you'll be like, this guy went to a cash loan place. He was declined here. He went to a cash loan place and he took 5,000 Rand. Monthly, he has to pay for 6 months, 1,500 Rand.
Wow.
To get that 5,000 Rand back. And then what does he do? He goes back to that place.
And takes another loan.
And he takes another loan.
That's the sequence, bro.
Yeah.
That's the sequence.
And also there's like,
cycle.
it feels as if like sometimes we're quick to cry wolf. Something that is like, we just go and say, no, it's racist. Yet it's racist. Yet you have to look at the thing. There's only one thing I've seen. And the one thing I saw was that home loan thing, which was a robbery. That is why the property market has white people mostly in it. And that's how they got a foothold. That's something the government gave them to say, yo, guys,
Quickly get these
that's
loans.
your foothold. Take this thing. And when things gets turned over, you've got yourself a home. Because people don't know that if you own a home and you've got your title deed and everything, you don't have to close your bond. People are quick to close their bonds and say, no, I don't want that debt. I want to close it. That's money you can take at any time.
Yeah.
Again, at the same interest rate, which doesn't affect anything. So you can start your business with that money. I've seen white people send their kids to school with that money.
Yeah.
I've seen people start businesses with that money. That's something that we're not privy to. So I also think now, like, it comes to certain things like that, is that there's a certain type of education that must be taught to say that, yeah.
Yeah. Finance education, bro.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that has to come up that we say, look, I want to know about finance and things, because you'll be surprised that most white kids have accounts. At an early age, they encourage a culture of saving.
It's always education, bro.
8 years old, 7 years old.
Yeah, so they're all as like, your grandmother's gonna put money in for you. You see that? So the only thing I've seen is that housing insurance or that housing annuity.
Yeah.
And obviously the Aircon is just there to get you out. That's the only thing. The banks are cold as fuck just to get you out. Next time you go to a bank, wear a jacket, bro. Simple as that. Bring a jacket, even if it's 27 degrees outside. Bring a jacket. Simple. Yeah. So even so, we had a video on TikTok and the other platforms.
Yeah.
The Ukraine one
Beep, beep, beep.
got blocked. Yeah. I don't understand what's happening with TikTok. What does that? That video had a number of likes. There were comments, and then it stopped.
It's the algorithm, man. They put that certain things in,
Uh-huh.
they block it, just because of the word Ukraine
And the bombing part.
in the bombing part. Yeah.
That's confusing to me,
Because of
man.
Ukrainian bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just block it.
Just blocked. Just the video.
The video has got no views.
It won't pop up as usual as the other videos. So you'll see one at 6K, 7K.
Yeah, the others have got 6,000 views. The others are going over 600. And it was just, and you're like, what's happening? I'm wearing the same shirt. Like, what's happening? And the funny thing is about TikTok, TikTok's a weird thing. There's people who lip sync, which I'm not down with. I'm not down with people lip syncing.
Yeah, that lip sync.
Which is like a substitution of talent because the Chinese know. And it's actually so weird that once upon a time in China, people used to be lip dubbed and all that. And they're doing that.
Now they do that.
Yeah, they're doing that. People used to dub once upon a time in China. Now they've adopted dubbing to anything. For you to trend, you've got to dub someone else for something. And I'm like, it's so weird. I like the original content that appears on TikTok.
It's not much talent, bro. You're just doing what somebody else did. And it's just you now. It's no.
Yeah, like I showed you the Batman thing that I saw the other day. That Batman one was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, then.
Yeah,
I saw that one.
Batman in Gotham. That one's hilarious.
Yeah.
At least be liked for what comes out your mouth or not what comes in your mouth. At least, that's different. How these people, because and most times we see people just dancing their asses off.
Yeah.
Or they're putting
the next challenge. That thing. Nothing unique.
It's nothing unique. That thing just gets on my mind. I'm like, yo, I don't get it. What's happening?
And there's certain things. It goes back to the free speech thing. Back to that, certain things you cannot say.
It's pretty wild. And they're even saying TikTok is like the war app in Ukraine. People are using it to show what's happening in
It's
Ukraine.
the war app now.
Yeah, they're like, well, yeah.
I haven't seen anything.
I think
it's a
we're not
Chinese
seeing
app.
it. Yeah, we're not seeing it.
It's a Chinese app,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So
It's from China.
I think they will probably be blocking anything that comes from Ukraine.
Yeah, because China and Russia are like deep pals.
Yeah, you see.
The deep pals. So I don't understand that thing of the whole oligotram and what happens. It's like pretty weird.
It sucks, man. It sucks. You're just blocking your shit here. For
Yeah,
no
so
reason.
it's definitely, there's some things you can't say, which is the same. It's coming back to that Kanye
Censorship.
thing. Censorship, bro. It's censorship. But I don't know. How does that thing even work monetization-wise?
I don't know.
What do people do there?
It becomes like a part of them, bro, basically.
Yeah, it's a drug.
There's really people, it's the dopamine release, bro. That's all that's happening there. Because there's some people, let's say, they don't have time to do anything, but
they're on there.
They put a TikTok and they make videos in the kitchen. There's a song playing, they lip sync towards something. They do it that way.
Yeah.
And they do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime.
What are you getting out of it? No, it's just for fun. But what the fuck are you getting out of it?
Okay, I understand people doing things for
I
fun.
understand you have hobbies, but I think everybody wants to, it's the whole thing of everybody wants to be an influencer these days and do that. Because that's actually why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because they know certain people got rewarded for it. So
So
they know
also
there's a
want to be
reward somewhere there.
Yes, there's always that incentive reward.
Yeah.
But it's the other day I was saying to you, we need to find a way to switch off these notifications.
Oh, fuck it.
Because I was like, geez, I'm actually, okay, at first I was excited. I was like, oh yeah, it's likes, digging. I'm like, okay, I'm tired now.
It's a good thing, but hey.
I'm like, nah, I'm tired now. I'm tired. I need to find a way just to put this. I think the other day I was about to start doing something in bed. I'm on top. My phone goes zzz. I'm like, oh geez. I get told, what are you doing? Can you stop looking at this thing?
Why are you looking at your phone?
Why are you looking at your phone?
Because
You're the weird one, yeah.
That's when it came back to my senses before I came. I was like, shit. I was like, no, bro. Am I a TikTok whore now? What's happening to me? Because I was like, whoa.
Definitely a TikTok hoe.
I know, bro. I'm blocking that shit.
Bro,
You can take over the social media duties. I'm out of that.
Bro,
I don't know what's
something
happening.
else that
It's something else. But maybe we all like to be desired. I'll repeat. I'm happy that people are liking me for what comes out my mouth, for what comes in my mouth. You okay? I'm happy with that.
At the end of the day, it's about gratification and validation.
yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's about that. But we don't care, man. We don't care. It's the only thing. We don't care. The only thing that we do care about are the sanctions.
Ooh.
EU has now sanctioned Roman Abramovich. We just watched Chelsea whip Middlesbrough with 30,000 fans, and we had 400 fans. Lukaku, the flop, scored a goal.
Still doing our thing.
Still doing our thing.
We took a taxi to what is this place, Leo?
Yeah, to Leo. We should have gone on Avanza.
We still won.
Yeah, we should have
Taxi Association sponsored us.
Yeah,
We went
I
there.
think Crucial was the only one who saw a video because he was like, I'll get in a minute taxi and drive it if I have to.
Take these guys.
Yeah, I'm going to take these guys. Now, this thing, like, okay, we missed. Yes, sis, you know the British media are pussies. I saw Jamie Carragher had the worst. Please look up Jamie Carragher, Chelsea Academy thing. I might be wrong the way I say this. I watched Sky Monday night. Him and Neville are talking about
they
this
had
thing.
like a long rant.
Yeah,
about it.
Neville says they should get Tuchel for Man United. Okay, I'm like, it's cool. You can get him if you're gonna get him. If he wants to leave to go to something as crappy as United, cool. Next one. This Jamie is like Roman Abramovich came. He messed up the game. They poached players they bought Ashley Cole. They bought this guy from this club, Fernando Torres. They bought this. And he even says, it goes as far as saying that Chelsea took players from the academy of other clubs and gave the parents scouting jobs.
But isn't that why there was that rule that players couldn't move to England before they were 16?
That homegrown rule. That's when they introduced that homegrown rule.
Because of Chelsea.
Yeah,
and what
there was
they
that
were doing.
French guy. What was that French guy? There was a French player, man. Remember the one that Ancelotti was supposed to have brought in? There's a French kid that everyone said he was like hot.
Yes.
Baba Rahman.
Something like, but then he flopped though because he was the one.
He was supposed to move to Chelsea.
Yeah.
He did go to Chelsea.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Wasn't
But
he that Baba Rahman?
I forgot the name,
something
bro.
like that, man.
Yeah, there was a kid. He was like, Gale's not even, I don't know. Something like that. Gail Kakuta.
Kakuta.
And he was like the next talent of sorts. Liverpool wanted him. Manchester United wanted him. Real Madrid wanted him.
16.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted him. So the part that Chelsea edged it by was by giving his parents a job to say, come here and be a scout of sorts. And then they obviously signed the deal. Gale never lived up to his potential. So, what is this thing? Carragher is saying that Mason Mount, Reece James, all the kids, even Christian Pulisic that you saw was in the Chelsea Academy when he was freaking 12. He's saying all those people were stolen, and the only reason why those kids won what they won is because Chelsea stole them.
That's
Which is
bullshit,
utter
man.
bullshit.
Bullshit.
Because those kids have been there since the ages of 10, 12, and going up, and they've played up as a unit. Yeah, you get anything?
But it doesn't mean that the parents don't offer
But they were
contracts
supposed.
when they were 9.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can't. It's a minor.
They say he apologized for the claims he made about Chelsea's academy during Monday Night Football. But they don't specify as to what he said, though.
No, he did say, what I'm saying is, if he apologized, it's true, because even the one guy told him, that is your opinion.
Yeah,
Because everyone else came back on Twitter and even under the post of that thing, they were like, nah, bruh, you talking utter rubbish.
Because apparently he claimed that Chelsea has taken advantage of situations for years and thrown money at any situation.
Then they spoke about
so that they benefit.
They spoke about the Ashley Cole situation by Arsenal. Then they said they bought all the best players and they just lured people in. It helped so many communities as well. For Chelsea as well, he did all those type of things. That's what happened. That's what most.
They got money,
Yeah.
they started signing Robinhos and
they sign it because people want a better life. They go for money as well, and you see there's opportunity as well with the Newcastle as well. It's just the whole fact that he's Russian now.
Yeah,
with the whole thing that happened. That's all it is about.
Yeah, but
Saudi money, fine. They spoke about. I saw it on the comment sections at the tweets on Twitter. Then people spoke about there was a killing. They killed like 40
14 people that were
maybe
executed.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
They
it's
executed,
in one
they
day.
executed in one
80,
day.
it was 80, wasn't it?
18 or 80 or something. I don't know.
80 something,
Yeah, it
bro.
was a huge
And
number,
But
right?
Yeah.
Saudi money is fine, but you complain about Russian money and you still taking the gas, like all the gas.
Yeah, yes, wait, we're getting to that part.
Yeah.
We're getting to that part.
No, we're getting there,
We'll
but,
get
but
that
you see
part.
that point, they act like you won't go for better opportunities as well. Would Ashley Cole stay there longer?
I've
Maybe he
got-
would've won,
Yeah,
he
I've
would've-
got inside information on that one. Ashley Cole, during that whole transfer saga, right? They're like, we're going to bump your wage up to this much. He finds out that Gail Clichy and some other dude get a higher wage than what he's getting. And yet he's like prominently
He's the
better.
star.
He's the star
one
there.
who's playing it.
So apparently, what happens is they had an agent, his agent called him to a meeting to talk, and Jose Mourinho happened to be there. So he says he sat like possibly across where you are, and Jose Mourinho and the agent were talking here. But at that time, no talk came up, as they say, of you moving to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a tapping up incident. It happened. Okay, cool. He then decides to sign a year extension to stay at Arsenal. That whole thing happens where he finds out that these dudes got more money than him. He was driving his car, and he says when he heard the offer, he nearly swerved off the side of the road because they lowballed him. What then goes and happens is, he then is like, nah, I don't. He gets put on the bench. Arsene Wenger puts him on the bench. They don't play him. And they play Clichy or whatever. So when the window opens, I don't know if it was January or June, they're like, no, Newcastle wants you. You want to go to Newcastle? He's like, no, I don't want to go to Newcastle. Who told you that? Okay. And he knows exactly there's an offer from Chelsea. He's like, no, I want to go to that one. It's a 30 million one, and that's the one I wanted. So they're giving him the lower offer at Newcastle. And he's like, nah, I'm not taking that. Eventually, the deal is ticking down. There's a few hours. Arsenal demands, no, we want Gallas.
Yeah.
Remember that time Gallas switched?
Yeah,
Because he was also frozen out the squad. So what happens then is that they get 30 million for Ashley and they get Gallas, which was a better trade in terms of value. They got a player and money.
Yeah.
The rest is history. They go and win everything. He wins everything with Chelsea. So this is now the part that gets to me. Russian money.
Yeah.
Why did they allow the Russians to buy their clubs or to buy the club in the first place? This is the first time a Russian bought something there. TVR, the car company,
Yeah.
British company, was going under. They needed money. They let the Russian oligarch kid buy.
Yeah.
He bought TVR. He sold it a couple of years later, less than what he had bought it for. The British dude bought it again. Roman Abramovich was supposed to expand Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
That's what they denied him his visa to stay in the UK. So he didn't go ahead with that. So on this thing, they were like, Chelsea's a loss-making company. They're running a loss.
Yeah.
Every other top club there has more than a 60,000 stadium.
Yeah.
So obviously Newcastle was in the second division. They were generating so much money because they have such a big stadium. So everyone's like saying, no, it's a loss-making thing. The next owner won't have the passion that he has. So then I'm thinking to myself like, yo, you guys keep bringing up this word of this guy would shelve money out of his pocket for something.
Yeah.
Which means he truly took, you people saw him as him, because at first they labeled him as a dude saying by that, no, he's only going to use this as a toy. And eventually he'll dump it. At the beginning they were like saying, no, he has this thing, because he just bought Shevchenko, he was just doing whatever.
Yeah.
He bought Torres, was out of his pocket. They even changed the financial fair play rules because of him. And said that you can't lose so much money in 3 years. You've got your books have got to be earning. So obviously that's when they came up with that whole loan strategy that we're gonna loan out the kids from the academy to make money and sell those players to fund your own transfers. So when they show us a graphic of the past 10 years, sadly Man United is on top, that they've spent so much money on players. No No one
says
balks at that.
anything.
No one says anything about Liverpool spending so much money. No one says anything about Man City and about the gate, that thing that they were found.
Yeah, they just got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that thing that where they were, paying player wages through a subsidiary and not having them on their books and them taking off the players off the books. And there were emails and they didn't entertain that. So it seems as if there's an agenda on that because at the end of the day, okay, he's associated with Roman Abramovich like 20 years ago.
Putin.
Yeah,
Putin,
sorry, yeah.
Putin,
Roman Abramovich, yes, and Putin associated 20 years ago. The steel company that makes the tanks, he still has shares in it. Would it?
How does he directly?
How do you?
Associate him directly with
Yeah,
that?
well, apparently the tank company that makes the tanks,
but
is
he has
he's
his
there.
shares, but it's not like he said he's only as the company.
Yeah, well,
You see?
apparently also the story goes is that when Putin came in, there were certain oligarchs that were there.
Yeah.
He got rid of the ones who did crap.
In the ones that didn't follow, he
Yeah.
said one guy is in jail.
Yeah,
now.
well, that guy had a media place like an SABC. He had a puppet on TV that was making fun of him.
Of Putin.
He strong-armed the guy and told him, yo, dude, you're going to sell this thing. We're going to give you 400 million. Step out. The guy stepped out and whatever happened. So now Roman was one of the dudes who's close with him and did whatever. Roman left that place 20 years ago. Another funny thing is here, we've got the government who seizes. You know, the British government is like the colonizers of the world.
Yeah.
Like I think I said it last week, world visas for all their people. He says, if we sell the club for 3 billion, I'm going to give 2 billion away to the victims of what happens in Ukraine. The government doesn't want to give any of that money.
Yeah.
They don't want to give any of that money. They want to take that money now. Same thing like they did with the colonization and with all those mosques and all those African diamonds sitting at the Vatican. They just want to keep it. Couldn't we just come up and say, oh, yo, we want our diamonds back? Who are you to police what happens in Russia? Because who are you to police? The police of what happens in Russia, the EU, have not even honored what Ukraine needed. And Ukraine needed support. Now they're like, no, bro, we'll just give you guns.
Guns and
The no-fly zone,
the
the no-fly zone's not happening. They're not doing that. So what does it mean if you go after one guy? Because they're just saying that they're going after him as a consolation
Yeah, basically.
to getting that guy. They're not going to get Putin. They're still buying gas from him.
Yeah. People say they are hypocrites.
Yeah, they're still buying gas. The war's going on. People are dying. You're still buying gas. You've got, what is this thing? Sweden and Poland are not members of the EU and they're still giving weapons away.
And what did Sweden do with the jets? Something regarding the jets. They just gave jets. They left it somewhere by the NATO's
Embassies,
the military base.
Yeah.
But they don't want to be associated with it, so they left it there for them, and then Putin and them attacked those bases. Like, screw
You see that?
guys.
So that's
They don't want to be associated,
not
but
gonna-
they left it there just for them.
which is
Sneaky.
yeah, which is sneaky, bro, because it's the British are the colonizers, bro. Britain has nothing to their name of sorts of natural resources or
they've got
anything.
nothing.
They've taken
Britain,
everything
the country
from everyone
itself
else.
Yeah,
It's laughable. Yeah, it's they take it. So this now them seizing the club and then selling it to the next person and they take that money. So it means down the line, Newcastle's going to be taken. Manchester City's going to be taken too. They'll do the exact same thing.
Yeah, they're going to find something.
Because now what's happened is Saudi Arabia, China, and Russia. The Saudi Arabians are not. They don't want the Americans.
Yeah,
They're like,
the Americans
nah.
with the oil.
Yeah, no,
The oil.
that's the Americans, eh?
Yeah. So they're like, nah, Biden, no thank you. Boris comes out and says, no, we've got a great relationship with the Saudis. It's great. They're in the good books right now.
Yeah, for how long?
For how long? When things go sour, they'll just go and colonize the next club. That's That's what they're doing.
That is what they're doing, essentially.
And as people say, football and politics shouldn't be involved.
Well,
But in
that
England,
is
Unfortunately, it is.
shouldn't be allowed in certain instances, like certain cases.
But it's happening. So
They do it.
that's a weak one. And also, I don't actually understand it. Like, they had a budget of 20,000. Okay, they changed the budget. But also, I don't think Chelsea won't go under. They can't let it go under.
You can't let it.
Because
But
also,
you think they won't let that happen?
and they won't. They
They'll
can't.
make an example.
No, they can't. They
All
can't
the
because
jobs,
too big of a
yeah,
club.
yeah.
yeah, it's too big of a club,
if
and
it
the
was,
Premiership, Middlesbrough. Or
Yeah, if
something.
it was Leeds, then they let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Yeah.
The problem is now is that you've got the club has become so huge,
Yeah.
and also it's a staple of London because that's the biggest
It's
club.
the biggest club in
Yeah.
London.
It's the biggest club in London. Let's stop making any jokes because over the 10 years they've won the most
Yeah.
trophies, and things are popping there. Things are not popping at Arsenal because people are saying Arsenal's they gotta pay back the stadium. How long do you have to pay back the stadium? They've got American owners.
Yeah.
Manchester United, American owners.
You see, it was just Abramovich was very passionate about the club. That's basically how it was as well. He was willing to put in the work. He was there every match and doing, like almost every match he was there. He was very passionate about it. He wanted to build that club up.
Yeah, and he built the community.
Yeah.
Even when they had COVID, he let the people stay at the hotel for free.
Yeah. That's
What
why
did
he
your
wa-
government do? What did the government do?
What did they do?
They did nothing. They put
the NHS.
NHS, National Health Workers, the National Health
No, I
Services.
mean Chelsea Stamford Bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, you let them stay there in that hotel
Yeah.
there, so for free. I mean, like, I'll keep on saying it. If there's
They
one
didn't
thing,
complain that moment. Like, we need to
Yeah,
stop
most
you.
definitely.
Yeah.
They won't complain about that.
yeah, can you please look
Quick to
up?
forget.
Can you please look up there? If you look up British companies that that profited during apartheid, you'll see one thing: ABSA, Barclays.
Obviously.
Yeah. No,
There
they
was this
definitely-
state capture back in the day. Those companies took money from the apartheid government and up and
Yeah,
left.
they left.
Then up and left. It was even Lethal Weapon, where those dudes, you've been decaffeinated. Remember the guy when what's this? Donald Glover kills a dude. What is his name?
On Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 2, where they have the apartheid dudes who come from South Africa and they've got all that gold that they've taken, and they're going to invest that gold in the American market and all that, because apparently America is the country that has the most gold reserves. Where did they get that from?
From here, of course.
From here, of course. They don't have. You watch Yukon Gold, fucking 24 episodes for
Jeez.
people to give you a handful of fucking gold.
Yeah.
Like, what bullshit is that?
That is horrible. That you
Yeah,
can't
and
go
then,
for
and then you go and tell me that they've got the most gold reserves? You're talking cuck.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
man.
you watch Yukon Gold with all its fucking episodes, and people come here with a tablespoon of fucking gold and say, "Yo, honey, we hit jackpot." Yeah, 24 episodes. You're like, what the fuck? For a teaspoon of gold, we've been duped here. But America's got the highest amount of gold reserves, which obviously came from where? From Africa.
Obviously.
From South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah. So these people, they obviously knew that it was going down. The intel goes is that they knew that thing was brewing long ago. And they had their person whom they enticed to invest in the country, because that's not the only thing that he invested in the country.
Yeah.
He invested properties, this, that.
It wasn't just Chelsea.
Yeah, and he bought a whole lot of things. The next thing that's going to happen, I'm putting money on it. Newcastle's going to come under the cosh or something, unless they're not getting oil. That's the only thing that's keeping the relationship happy.
The only thing, as soon as that goes sour.
Yeah, once the oil goes, they'll be like, nah, it's over, bro. They'll spill out the same words that they're having and be like, no, guys, it's not happening. No. You see?
And they draw social media, everything into it. Like,
That's the thing.
Yeah.
it's just
Once
like
you
a whole
watch that
community
social media-
against you.
Yeah,
It gets
that's-
harsh, bro.
It's harsh. It's too, I think, but they won't let the club go down. But as a good thing, I saw the other day, there were some Americans that wanted to buy it. And then the people were like, nah, don't let these Americans in because they're racist to Muslims.
yeah.
They owned
I
a
saw that,
baseball thing, and they were
yes.
making Muslim jokes. And then they got rid of all the players that are there. So they're like, nah, don't want that. At least the fan base over there is woke on that.
Yeah.
There was also the Saudi group apparently that was also interested. There's what's Saudi media that is going to make the 3.7 billion bid and also want to develop the place. So them, and then there's one also with a British guy also who's going to be there. So they'll find an owner. Apparently, this thing is until May.
The problem there is they don't want the money to go to Abramovich. Yeah, you
Yeah.
see, back to Russia. That's the big problem. They don't want it there.
Yeah, and they're
As soon as that
saying,
thing gets sold, the money goes.
Goes back.
yeah, and also they're saying he was washing money in the club. What money was he washing if he was spending all of his money?
If it was,
Because if you wash something, the money has to go in and it comes out. And then it comes out as a profit.
But if you're making a loss,
Yeah,
and
and
what
if you're
did he
making a
say?
loss.
you're not
Didn't he
washing
say-
anything.
Didn't he say something about he's not even gonna care about the money that the club owes him?
Yeah, he's just gonna write it off.
Some 1.something billion, yeah.
Yeah, he was
Don't
going to
worry
write it
about
off.
that.
So
It's
you see
settled,
that
write it
just
off.
shows you. That
It's
just
sold.
shows you the government itself. The government is hypocrites all the way, bro. Hypocrites. And Boris with his nappy hair. They're hypocrites. Hypocrites. Yeah.
Oh, Boris.
Boris, bro, that's hypocrites like crazy. So I don't know. There's one thing that I found out throughout the week. Manchester United fans, Liverpool fans. I don't know any City fans. You guys are pathetic. To be happy that something like this is happening.
Yeah.
And then also for you to go out and tell me, no, I have a friend.
They see it like
No,
that's
I have a
competition.
friend. You know the friend I'm talking about.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he sends me messages like, you guys are going under. It's gonna be,
But
you're
even
gonna
in
be,
the comment sections, bro, you see this type of shit.
Yeah.
It's happening there.
It's gonna
They
be
glad.
11 shit.
They're like, yeah, you took oil money.
I'm like, come on. I'm like,
Serves
dude.
you right, guys.
Yeah.
That's going down.
No, he was like, you guys are going
Administration.
under.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, you guys are going under. You're gonna be
Talking
a,
about there
Getting
should be-
relegated.
yeah,
should
you're
be
gonna
a
be the
point
shit.
reduction.
You're gonna be the shit. Yeah, you're gonna get a points deduction and all that thing. I'm like,
my
bro, you're
God.
taking it so far. It's not gonna go to that.
You deserve
And
it.
the trophies need to be taken away as well.
Take all your trophies. Even the Champions
God,
League
man.
last season.
Bullshit.
Nah.
Take it away.
But watch this. What happens this year? Watch what happens this year. I think it's.
So we take another Champions
I think
League.
that's gonna happen. They're gonna cross another champions. You got anything there?
No, unfortunately not, man.
Ah, crap. I think we should have narrowed it down. I found it, but okay, I can't think it
Because
now.
there's a shitload of companies here, though, but...
Yeah, there was a thing. There was state capture also back in the apartheid
Yeah,
days.
no, most
And
definitely.
those people
Somewhere
left. There were companies that left here with money. It happened. And that's how they got their money. Even that annuity I was talking about. That money was part of that, which was paying those monies. So they just up and left. We should just be like, yo, British, give back our gold.
You want the Cullinan.
Yeah.
That diamond.
That diamond.
Queen.
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Queen
that-
Elizabeth,
yeah,
yeah.
Diamond.
The world's biggest guy, she's got
Take
it.
him from
Yeah. They got the Cullinan sitting right there.
They need to take it back.
Yes.
Take it
We
back.
need to get it back.
We need to get it back. So, I mean, there's a lot of things which the world is just, or the white world. Because I always say this, it's very funny. Wars happen all around the place.
Yeah.
But they'll be like, nah, this is more important. Or something that's supposed to be happening. Because also, Ukraine was just used as bait.
Yeah, so to get close to Russia. That's
Just
all.
used as
Yeah,
bait.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
long. It's been a long time coming.
Long time coming. Because it's just, Roman is just one piece of the cog. He's not anything on there. It's just not anything. He's not doing anything. But one funny thing that happened is that, what's this guy? Putin has like legalized piracy because there's no PlayStation. I think we spoke about this last week. Piracy is now like a thing. He's legalized it.
Whoa.
McDonald's wanted to leave the country. He's like, nah, turn the sign to the side and make it a B and call it something else. Call it a Russian name. It's a fucking...
You're not going nowhere.
You're not going no anyway, because obviously the franchise is a different
people
thing.
love that.
And yeah, so that's like weird.
Didn't Coke
as-
want to leave as well? Coca-Cola.
yeah.
Even on the day that McDonald's was supposedly leaving Russia, people were selling a burger for around $300.
Jeez.
Gee
Crazy
whiz.
things. Even the packets of McDonald's were also being sold for ridiculous prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can imagine 2 billion could go to the victims of Ukraine and could go back to the Russian people to help whoever, because they're saying the government has done this thing themselves. So the British government's like, nah, fuck, we'll take that money. It's not going to any of those people.
Because they want, you see.
Because they want
it.
that money.
They want it.
At the end of the day, they don't give a shit about the people.
They don't give a shit. Yeah, even the fans are saying themselves that you're punishing us unjustly because it means nothing to get that guy, bro.
What is it going to serve them?
It means nothing for them to get that guy. It means nothing. What is it going to happen? What is it going to help?
Yeah, and they're virtue signaling again, basically.
Yeah.
So it's just grasping at straws as usual. It's bullshit. But obviously, let's see how it goes, bro.
Cancel Chelsea. I say.
Nah, it's fine. You should be worrying about the Glazers more. In fact, I don't know. You should be worrying about Fred and Maguire. Get sanctioned them out.
Maguire, definitely. Fred is doing the most right now.
Oh, God.
He's our best player.
For both, I'm going to say for both teams. He's the best player for both teams.
He's our best player.
Yeah, man. But then another polarizing figure, the Dragon Energy. What is this? Trump was on the Milk Boys or the Elk Boys?
Yeah,
I watched
the Elk
that.
Boys or something.
Yeah, I watched that thing when it came out on Friday because I remember I did post
They
it.
didn't even get a chance, bro.
Yeah, they took it down within 24 hours. But I watched it all. He said a lot of things. I didn't know that America left their arms in Afghanistan. But
Didn't you know that?
I didn't know. I don't
And
pay attention.
they still had videos where the guys were there in the gym as well.
So is that why the Taliban took over Afghanistan?
Yeah, because they left
took
all.
the
They got
weapons.
all that military equipment, everything. They left everything behind, and those guys got it.
Night vision goggles, everything. So
Everything.
apparently, like Biden, he's like saying Biden, that
Jets,
shows weak.
Everything,
They left all that there.
tanks, everything. They had the military bases. Those
Yeah,
guys
so
took
now the
over.
Taliban has become.
Definitely done on purpose then, right? Is it
Yeah,
not?
exactly.
Then there could be a possible attack again, maybe.
And remember who is next door to
In
Afghanistan?
Iran?
It's no. It's in Pakistan and all that place.
Yeah,
Like because there's this conflict of Pakistan or whatever. So Russia's just there.
Yeah.
So they leave all those arms there. It could do whatever. So as he was saying now, he's like saying that Putin saw that, what is his name? Biden is weak.
Yeah.
The administration is weak, but the mere fact that they just took up everything and left, like the cowards they were, they just up and left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys came in, they left everything there. They still had like a whole page showing what everything they left behind.
Oh,
and then there was a video as well with the Taliban there, and they just
They all happy.
They taking weapons,
Yeah.
even had gym equipment in the gym, and don't know how this thing works.
That's crazy.
Trying to
That's
bench press
crazy.
and do all that shit with all that equipment there.
Bro, that's crazy. How you find something and you just leave. Because the one thing they were crying about is that they spent so much on that war on terror. It was like something close to 20 billion
the one on
or
oil.
2 billion a year. And then you just go and leave the shit
That
there.
won their imaginations.
Yeah. The war, that imaginary war they
It
had.
was an imaginary war.
Yeah. And then,
all about.
yeah, and then Trump goes on and even goes further to say that if he was, like, he knew Putin, he spoke to Putin, he wasn't going to do that. He told him,
They
But no.
knew Trump was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because there was this one thing, I think it was the Chinese government where they spoke about it, where he said something about I have my finger on the button.
yes,
And
yeah, I
Trump
remember.
still said, well, you have your finger on the button, but just remember my button is fucking bigger. My button is bigger. And people were like, no, you can't say this.
Nah.
You're instigating and provoking the guy. But then nothing happened.
Nothing
Because
happened.
their Chinese the president knew, like, hey, this guy is fucking crazy. He might really press the fucking
Press it before I do.
And I think also America, like, look, that guy's gonna go run for president again. It's gonna happen. He's gonna go back. And this administration is looking weaker by the day, by the month, by the year as they go, because the people are not satisfied.
Yeah, they're
And
not
the worst
happy.
part is,
They're not
if he
happy.
leaves, who goes in place? Kamala Harris.
Even
And the
worse.
Americans aren't going to have that.
And then they're not
Yeah,
gonna
they're
have,
not gonna
what are you
have
gonna do with someone like Kamala Harris that steps with Putin and then complains about he was mansplaining to me? He was sexist.
You see that? So it's
Like,
gonna
what the
be,
fuck is up with
yeah.
you?
So you see, there's that thing. Woman got to work, but now she's like mansplaining. Where you going?
Because that happened at the debate. Who was Trump's? It was Spence.
Mike Spence or something. Mike
yeah,
Pence.
Mike Pence. Yeah.
Pence, yeah.
And they were having a debate. At the end of the debate, what she say? He was mansplaining to me. How the fuck you at the debate You're having a debate with each other.
With a man.
Yeah, and then you go and say,
he's mansplaining,
yeah,
he's
and
talking
you go and
down
say, no,
on me.
he's talking down on me.
He's talking down on me, basically.
Yeah, what is he supposed to do?
And so what's gonna happen if you meet a guy like Putin?
I don't
Putin's not gonna
appreciate the way
give
you
up.
speak to me.
The way you spoke to me, I didn't like that word you said. You could have used a different word.
Yeah.
Putin like, fuck you, I'm taking everything.
Yeah, that's the problem there. So as you were
They want
saying,
Alaska. They also say they want Alaska back.
Oh.
Russia wants Alaska back.
and I mentioned that.
Alaska, because Alaska
Alaska
was...
belonged to Russia.
Oh
before.
shit!
Yeah,
I never
and
knew
they
that.
bought- Yeah.
I also
But
never-
imagine if it does go to that. But even now,
Wow.
like that interview got taken out within 24 hours because he obviously spoke about the whole, what is this thing?
So he
The
spoke about
vote.
the war.
Yeah, the vote.
He spoke
As
about the
soon as you
vote.
speak about the vote,
So
it
you
is
can't,
the-
there's some things that you can't mention. You can't mention that the vote was stolen and blah, blah, blah.
They can speak about that Putin was involved in
Yeah.
in the Russia,
in the Russian collusion of them,
Yeah.
him helping him win.
helping him win. Yeah,
But he obviously can't speak about all that thing.
the other things. What type of bullshit
So
is
yeah,
that?
so I think the interview was watched by like 5
Why
million
is this
people.
Censorship.
No, it's censorship. It was watched by like 5 million people, which then again, which just says that guy is just a polarizing
He
figure.
got a lifetime ban from Twitter.
Yeah,
Trump,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
As soon
like
as
it.
he stopped being president and he
Yeah, they
went on
took
that
him
rant,
off.
Took him off forever.
yeah. So it just depends because apparently he's supposed to have his
But he
own.
must have a fake profile somewhere.
He wants his own profile, but it just depends. But America's weak right now.
But 5 million views, bro, and then you just take somebody down like that.
Yeah,
Take
because
the
it's the
video.
truth. They don't want you to know that.
Yeah.
That
And
info.
even Trevor, okay, but he said that at least he spoke the truth and said this shit would have never happened if Trump was there, because Trump was was not somebody you can control. You don't know. He was unpredictable.
Yeah.
He would
Well,
just do
it's
shit.
too late now because you were talking
Yeah,
shit
everybody
about the
was
guy.
talking
Get the
about
guy
Trump.
out. So
Yeah,
you
now it's
see
gone
now what
now.
you're missing.
Because you've got a guy with Alzheimer's and he just doesn't. yeah, I know.
Guy that can fall
Yeah.
asleep. What did he said something, man? Something about my wife's father is married or something
Yeah.
like that. A post. We'll
But
talk about it again.
But he's totally out of his depth. He's too old, bro. He's too old to be anything. He should be in an old age home, not in the White House. That's where it should be going. But he
But that's what they wanted. That's what they want. They wanted
Yeah.
a weak guy there.
yeah, they want a weak guy so they can put Camilla in.
yeah,
Slot her in.
that's exactly what I thought as well.
Yeah, they
And
wanted
it's a
to.
woman empowerment thing. With it, you see the first lady president and that type of bullshit. They're gonna push those type of things.
Oh, yeah, yes,
then,
America be in a sad place when they have a female president. I don't know what's gonna happen to them. That's when the Russians come in.
Yeah, that's when
They'll like
things get
step
fucked
in.
up.
Yeah, but he spoke about a lot of things, but mostly he was just saying he knew this. He spoke about that. Yeah, the guy he was mouthing off though.
Yeah, he was.
He was mouthing off a lot.
Saw clips of it.
Yeah, he even went as far as saying that NATO is
Come
going to allow.
on, man.
Yeah, he said NATO is going to allow Germany and Japan to start their their armies up again.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what I said? You know what I said? Be careful what you wish for. And he's like, they're gonna. If you let the people who were involved in World War I and II come back, and then those guys, you let them have an army, then you're gonna see crap.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
yeah, you're gonna see crap if you let those people come back.
Things would be fucked up.
Yeah, so that's how it goes, bro. There's characters which are gonna get censored, and the world is gonna be a different place without those characters being censored. Because it would have been interesting to see what would have happened
Yeah.
if the war would have gone down. And he even went as far as saying that they saw that even in Obama's time, when they took that other base in Ukraine, the Russians sided with the rebels, and then they didn't step in. Obama never stepped in. In his time, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Things were
Obama
silent.
was in Syria, ne?
Yeah.
They bombed Syria, the fuck out of Syria.
Yeah,
Trump, there was nothing. No
Yeah.
wars, nothing.
There's no war, nothing.
Everything was just calm.
They were afraid of that guy.
Yeah, so
They
he
were
even,
scared of
he
that
even went
dude.
as far as saying even the oil reserves were like full in my time. The gas price was low. We kept everything low.
You see that's why I said that's where that thing started. The same thing with the Kanye West thing as well. Even the black community was flourishing, bro, under Trump as well. People were saying, "Hey, he's racist and doing all that shit," but unemployment was at the all-time low as well. They didn't give that stats and those things. That's why Kanye was with Trump. Was like, hey, this guy, he's talking a lot of bullshit and saying a lot of shit, bro, because he wants to be the unpredictable guy. But he's doing the work, like the business and the business side and making sure the economy flourish. So
because also because you remember
people were just focusing on his tweets and doing all that shit.
They played hardball with BMW on a factory on how much they were paying tax. He was like, no, we're gonna up that tax, bro. Even the Chinese companies were like, no. You go then, bro. If you're not going to pay this much tax, it's the same problem that we have here with Huawei here, with the 90% employment. He was like, nah, you do that. Even what Kanye was going to get a factory. I don't know if he got that factory because he wanted to actually make some of the shoes. Yeah, he wanted to make some of the shoes here so that at least he can provide jobs and things. Yeah.
But you see, Trump wasn't even, he had everything stacked against him as well. With the whole Greenpeace things as well. With having
he doesn't like green energy. He's not with green energy because apparently that whole windmill thing kills birds and all that stuff.
That's his standpoint.
Yeah, he was like, no,
they complain about
it's not safe.
Things, it fuck up the environment and things like that. But those things fuck up the environment.
Yeah, because apparently
hydro.
because it only's got a 50-year life cycle, and then what happens when it rots?
It fucks up as well. Like it fucks up the environment.
Kill birds and all that thing. Yeah. So they took down his thing, but that's the dragon energy. It happens, man. It happens.
We expect to see more of that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You see the internet censorship bill? That internet censorship bill we spoke about?
Yeah.
Videos getting taken down.
Yeah.
That whole sex scene, gone.
Yeah, the whole wife sex scene.
Yeah. Gone.
Shame.
They
Can't
take it
even
off.
search that shit, man.
Yeah. Gone. Oh yeah, another one. Jeez, before we actually sign out. Transunion.
Trans who?
Transunion, the bureau.
Yeah.
Got hacked.
Wow.
And it's based in America with all our information.
Our information's out there?
Yeah.
The Brazilians know your address, your phone number, and your credit score, and whatever. So they could do whatever.
They have everything
with you.
Shit.
Also now that's also
ID numbers.
Yeah, ID numbers, everything. So then what's happened is they're also saying that the Transunion people need to pay a ransom. If you pay the ransom, you'll be safe. Just look up the Transunion thing there, quickly there.
That is crazy.
So, I mean, okay, another thing I keep asking myself, what security are these people? This is not the first breach.
Yeah, it is.
This is not the first breach that they've had. Like, Brazilians, United States, because TransUnion, the servers are in America. And apparently it was a worker there who got compromised.
Fucking. It's like they're playing two-way verification pin.
Yeah. they're dribbling through the system, right? They're dribbling through it. Like, what cuck is that? And it's like, all I'm thinking about is Fight Club. At the end of Fight Club, when they blow all the servers with all our information in it, and everyone's reset to 0. Do you think it actually could ever get to that now?
No. Do you think they will blow
It could, well, let's say they did wipe it out. Then anyone who's got Bitcoin is going to have their money. And then all of us are just all like, we're going to be shitbags. We won't have any money. You see that?
That
Wow.
is scary.
Yeah, what you got? What you got?
Yeah, they did hack. And they actually demanding a mammoth ransom of $15 million. That's 223 million rands.
And this is not the first time. So now what happens is if they do apply for anything on your name, it's got to be verified. So even if you go to the bank and you want to like get a loan or something, they're going to ask you to verify your details, your thumb and all that crap before anything happens. So they're going to block your things, so your loan applications will take a bit longer because it comes up if you want to get a cell phone. So they're going to ask you, go into the store to do whatever. But what more can they do if they've got the information? You see that? That's cray.
Wow, shit.
But if they managed to hack the system to get the information, could they have not altered information as well?
They can. Oh, gosh. They can. That's crazy. A big-ass company like that.
Security.
Just like
Goes to
that.
show.
They're too worried about like physical war and things like that. They forget about like digital hacking and all those type of things.
Yeah, and this is and it's based in America of all places. I would have thought they've got
They
their
relaxed
stuff.
with the security protocols.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before you sign out, you don't know, you may have debt, you may have 2 million debt they can sign to you, and then you'll really know that finance is racist. Once you can't apply for anything. That's what's going to happen to you.
The thing is, in the last decade, all companies have been putting a lot of emphasis on cyber risks, basically.
No,
So
people,
it's quite shocking.
yeah. No, old people get scammed all the time. I would have expected an old person to get scammed like this. But obviously now these people have gone and hacked into a server.
Company.
Why South Africa of all places? Don't you know you people are poor here? Like, why? There are rich, incredibly rich people here, but like, why us? And it always seems South Africa. Something's just
So is it just our information that's
South Africans, bro.
South African information?
South African information. It's like also when Transnet got hacked and then the Department of Justice was hacked. And what they did at Transnet, they shut off the rails and the imports or the thing there. There's someone or some entity, a shadow entity, that's just trying to fuck South Africa.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, just keep South Africa weak.
Yeah, keep South Africa in turmoil and do. There's something just
With
going on.
everything, bro.
But have you noticed there's actually a trend in other countries as well in Africa, because what they do is they keep the country in turmoil. So everything is fucked up, which makes it easier for them to get a
For you
hold
to
of
take
the
that money,
Pumping money take over.
pumping money, you see that. So that's very, very funny. I find it actually even so funny that, you know what? NATO is just the army of the world. Britain's is no longer part of the EU, bruh. They left it because of Brexit.
Yeah.
So why is the EU still taking direction from what the UK does? That's the funniest part there too. They can have Operation Dudula and kick foreigners out their country and no one says bats an eyelid. We have the exact same thing happening here. And then it's like, no, it's xenophobic.
You see.
You see that? Same shit. But they can just leave the EU.
Just like that.
Just like that, leave the
Kick
EU.
people out.
And then they can sanction someone and then the EU still takes directive from them. Just because they're part of NATO.
They the big boys.
Yeah, they are the big
And you see that? It's just a fun. And that place is like so small, like whatever, but they got nothing.
Britain is such a small island.
Small, bro.
Yeah. So
Countries.
that's how the cookie crumbles, man. Yeah, man. News travels fast.
It's another one.
It's another one. It's very late. Got Jabavu to hit.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching, we're going to Jabavu.
Jabavu.
Shibambu.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's a late
Signing
night
out.
episode, man. It's a late night.
Yeah, man. That's it. Zorch Life
It's Big Man Danny.
Ye too.
Yeah,
and the
too.
mobster.
There it is.
Make the world go, oh my.